Hey everyone, it's Dale from the broadcast writing class here, and this is the first in a series of 3 tutorials of how we're going to put together a story, both the broadcast version and a web version of the story. So if you remember, like I mentioned in class, I went out and shot a story this weekend. It was a pet adoption. I'm going to first take care of the preparation before the story. We're going to log some sound. We're going to chunk the information that we do have, going to think about an intro and a close. In the next video, I'll actually write the script, and then in the third version, I will turn that script into a web version of the story. So first thing, I'm going to jot down the couple of notes that I do have off the top of my head. This actually happened on Valentine's Day, so that's probably going to play into both my lead and my close. You can probably already see some of the possibilities there. It was at a PetSmart in New Braunfels. There were 4 rescue agencies there. I saw, let's see, there were 5, probably about 20, we'll say roughly 20 pets up for adoption on the spot. I did witness a couple of people adopting dogs. They had everything from small breeds to a pit bull and a couple of kittens. They do these events just about every weekend through some sort. They don't do something as big, but just about every weekend they try to have some type of pet adoption story. I'll need to double check that actually, so I'm going to take that back. One of the ladies who I interviewed has information on that. I think she said they do it a couple of times a month now that I think about it. But that's basically the information I have right now off the top of my head. I might add to that once we start looking at sound. Now, the other thing is I want to start thinking about a potential lead. So again, remember we answer those 2 questions. What's going on right now and what's the hook? I think the hook here is that it's Valentine's Day, and the what's going on kind of plays into that as well. When you think of Valentine's Day, you think of love, you think of your partner. So I kind of want to play off that, and I might do something like Valentine's Day is the perfect day to find new, I don't know, we'll work on that, but you see where I'm going. It's the perfect day to find a new soulmate was the initial thing that popped into my head, but that doesn't quite sound right with a pet. So a new love in your life, even if that how about even if it has 4 legs? Okay, so I'm kind of, I mean, obviously you know what the story's about right there, but then Dale Lost Game has more in this Bobcat update. So I've got a potential lead right there that I might work on a little bit, but I at least have an idea of where I'm going. With the potential close, now again, visuals are very important to this story. I got a shot of this this army soldier being like tackled and kissed to death by this pit bull that he's going to end up adopting. So I might potentially use that and talk about getting kissed on Valentine's Day. So that's one. You know, I have a really boring close where I could just mention the next event. That's kind of a straightforward literal close into the story. This one would be much more clever if I can find a way to make that video work and the way to write the story. And so now it's really down to sound. So I'm going to go ahead and open up iMovie so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm going to listen to the sound right now, and while I'm there, I'm going to pick the sound bites and drop them into my timeline, so I already have them picked as potential sound bites if I end up liking them. So I did 3 interviews. This is the main one. that I did with one of the volunteers for the pet adoption agency. I also interviewed this cute little girl. Her mom gave me permission to interview her. She gave me one-word answers, but I think I really like one of them if I remember correctly. So I'm going to do this interview first, and let's just listen to see what we have here. Can you say your first and last name for me?
Mackenzie Martin.
Okay. And what kind of dog do you want?
This dog.
What makes you like dogs so much?
I don't know.
Do you have a dog already?
Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
Tibetan Terrier.
Yeah? Does it want a friend?
They already have friends.
What do you do to take care of your dogs?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's her job.
Can you take them outside and walk them?
It's wrong.
How does it feel to come and see all these puppies here?
Awesome.
What do you want to do? Okay, so I like that awesome part, and I might actually make that. You can see I kind of screwed up the framing of the video, but we're not worried on that right now. Let's listen to the last answer, though.
Awesome.
What do you want to do with them?
Take them home.
So that's another potential close. Since I'm thinking about starting with her, I could bring it full scale and close with her saying take them home. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring in this awesome soundbite. Awesome meaning that's what she actually said. And then I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop that right here as well. And I can go back and edit those later, but I've at least got those two in. So now let's go back here and let's watch this interview and pick some sound bites or potential sound bites from this one. Okay, can you say and spell your first and last name?
My name is Selena Feely. Last name is spelled F-I-E-L-Y.
Okay, and who are you with?
We're here with Texas Animal Guardians. We have some dogs and cats here from Canyon Lake Animal Shelter for adoption.
Okay, and how often do y'all do these types of events?
They're normally here between, I think, 1 and 3 times a month, whenever PetSmart will allow us to come sit out here and try to adopt out our pets.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop her right there. That answers the question I was looking at here. Adoption events 1 to 3 times a month. And there were also pets from different animal shelters around the area there at the event. Okay, so now we can go back to the interview. These puppies here. Wrong thing.
Texas Animal Guardians. We have some dogs and cats here from Canyon Lake Animal Shelter for adoption.
Okay. And how often do y'all do these types of events?
They're normally here between, I think, 1 and 3 times a month, whenever PetSmart will allow us to come sit out here and try to adopt out our pets. But we try to run as many adoption events as we can, wherever anyone will let us hold them.
And what type of dogs do you have?
So we've got all kinds. Mostly terrier mixes here today. We've got a shepherd mix, got a little chihuahua mix here. I don't know what Shipley is. I think. So
she was kind of going in the right direction of where I was trying to lead her. I like that she held up the dog because that's a cute little soundbite, but then her soundbite just kind of trails off because she loses track of what dogs they have. So I don't really like that soundbite after all.
She's maybe part pointer and border collie. We've got some cats inside. We've adopted out today a little lab puppy, and we had a little Yorkie Chihuahua that also went to its forever home today.
What's the response you typically see from people walking into the store?
A lot of interest. Everybody wants to pet. Everybody thinks they're cute, but I think most people here are coming to buy dog food and toys for their already dogs. So it's a little hard sometimes to sell them when, you know, everybody here's already got pets. Trying to draw out people to come here specifically for the event. Social media is what we try to use the most. It's free. So that's...
Okay, so I kind of like that. I mean, that's a good point that the people who are going to PetSmart already have dogs or pets. So I'm going to go back and find that soundbite and log it as a potential.
Chihuahua that also went to its forever home today.
What's the response you typically see from people walking into the store?
A lot of interest. Everybody wants to pet. Everybody thinks they're cute, but I think...
So I'm going to start it with...
A lot of interest.
Everybody thinks they're cute. Everybody likes to pet.
Sometimes to sell them when, you know, everybody here's already got pets.
That's about where I want it. So I'm going to drag that about right there. And again, they don't have to be exact right now because we can go back and change those.
Trying to draw people to come here specifically for the event. Social media is what we try to use the most. It's free. So that's our best bet.
And what's your message to someone who might be looking for a dog?
I would say these events are the best places to kind of understand the temperament of these dogs. When you go into shelters and rescues and things like that, they're always fighting for attention and loud, and it's a stressful environment, not only for the people coming to see the animals, but the animals themselves. When you come out here and you get them outside of that environment, you can see, I mean, they're all very relaxed. You can see how they are with other dogs, with people, with kids, and I think that's what you do.
Okay, so that's a pretty good soundbite too. She has two options there. She's talking about the shelter part right here. I'm going to go ahead and log all of that because I'm going to probably either find a way to write around that or use that soundbite.
These are organizations that put time, effort, money. They love these animals. They do it for the right reasons. It's not taxpayer funded or ran by a city government or anything like that. It's truly ran by people that want the best for these animals. And I would say to anybody that wants to add to their family, to go through a group like that makes all the difference when you're bringing them into your home.
Okay, so I don't really care for any more of those sound bites. So we got two usable sound bites there. We've got two from this girl, and then I interviewed this soldier here, and this is the video I was talking about with the clothes, where we were talking about getting kissed on Valentine's Day. So again, this is why it's so important to know what visuals you have when you're writing, because if I didn't know that I had this, or I wrote the story before I went out and shot it, this is a great potential angle here. It's going to be in my story one way or another. It's the whole reason why I interviewed this guy, because of the reaction between him and this dog. They were rolling around, wrestling on the ground for like 15 minutes. And I just happened to catch a few minutes of it. So afterward, I asked him for a very quick interview.
Spell your first and last name for me.
My first name is Lee, L-E-E. Last name Spitler, S-P-I-T-L-E-R.
Okay, were y'all coming here today looking for a dog?
No, we've been debating on getting a dog for a while now. And we both believe that, rescuing dogs, foster dogs, it's a great thing. Great. Better than buying a farm animal.
So
no, I'm in the Army.
Somebody interrupted him. He was in the middle of a pretty decent interview.
What'd you find here today?
Rambo. That dog, we're really liking that dog. So,
yeah.
It's got to sell my wife on it.
What's the argument?
So that's a nice little, remember Boyd talks about those little gold coin moments? This guy actually, he talks about it a little bit, but his wife told me the story. She had told him if he fixed the fence in their backyard, he could get another dog. And so when he mentioned I have to sell my wife on it, I could write around that because I already know that information. So I'm going to pull that one little soundbite of him saying, got to convince my wife on it.
Sell my wife on it.
And I'll leave in that little bit of him shaking his head there at the end.
Are you going to be?
Not really an argument. It's just, they're talking about a home visit if the dog is good with the kids and the cat and everything. So.
Okay. Well, how did he respond to you?
Great, obviously. He's down on the ground, roll around with him. He's a good dog. He listens, too. He's obedient.
Cool.
All right, so he didn't give me a whole lot to work with. He mentions...
Not really an argument. It's just, they're talking about a home visit.
So they do home visits where they will actually bring the dogs to your house. That's a potential angle I might want to take. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then finally he has that part where...
Good dog. He listens too. He's obedient.
So I'm going to pull that just in case. So you can see I have potential for 7 sound bites here. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 sound bites here. Not a ton. It's not a ton to work with. I didn't stay there forever and shoot this. But again, let's just kind of look at the visuals that we do have. Those are the interviews. We've got video of them petting this one dog. I've got a close-up of this other dog. That was kind of one of the older dogs. Here's just a crowd shot. Here are some of the littler dogs in crates. This was a dog in a pen from a different angle. Them playing with that big pit bull. Here's one more dog in a crate. This dog was pretty adorable. Another shot. You can see not the best camera work in the history of the world. This was the tiniest dog there who would not get out of the sun, and its tongue was hanging out at all times. But this right here is really the money shot right here. So I'm glad I know my visuals before, going in, so that I know I have that great shot. And then I just got a couple more shots here. This would have been a really good one, but the dog kept knocking the phone out of my hand. So I might use something like that. I mean, that's a pretty funny little shot right there. They're eager to be on camera. And then I got this woman adopting this dog right here. And then just a couple more shots of the kittens inside. So I got this one cat playing. So I've got enough visuals. I don't have a ton, but I have enough to work a really good, kind of kind-hearted, good, feel-good story about pet adoption. Okay, so now we're prepared for the story. The next step is starting to actually write the story, and I'll do that in the next video.